Hey guys, today we're back with another range review. And today on the channel, I'll be reviewing the Smith & Wesson M&P R8 8-shot 357 Magnum. If you've been watching my channel any bit lately, this gun I got approximately 2.5-3 months ago from MW Armory, I think is what it was called. And they shipped the gun into me. It's supposed to be new in box, and I got it, and it was had some severe cosmetic issues to it. Everything with the actual internals to it was fine, but the barrel was marred up very bad. Whoever had put the front sight in it had marred up the front sight really bad as well, and it was just covered in marks. And for it supposedly a new gun, I was very upset with it. I messaged them about it, and I was like, okay, either we can give you a full refund and pay your FFL fee back to you, or we can take it and we can give you $150 back, and you keep the gun and try and work through Smith on it. Because I guess all they was going to do was take it and send it back to Smith, get their money back, and request another one. So, long story short, I took the $150 off this gun, kept it, and sent it back to Smith. It was with Smith for right at a month, or not month, but 2 months, and they sent it back to me. And they have done a very good job overall. I've looked this gun over with a fine-tooth comb, and the only place on it is just a little place right there. But overall, though, everything else is fixed on it perfectly, and I couldn't be more happy with it. It's not a $3,000 gun, so I was, somewhat like, hey, it can't be 100% perfect, but it's good enough for me to where I was happy with what Smith done to it. So, going on to the review. Once again, this is a 8-shot 357 Magnum. As you can see here, it is unloaded, and we have shot approximately 120 to 125 rounds through it, somewhere around there. And it was done today. And as you can see here, these are not these grips that come with it from factory. This is some Altamont end frame round butt grips in rosewood. So it actually had come with Packmore grips, but guys, these right here look absolutely beautiful on them. And I was actually sent these by a good friend, and I only had to pay shipping for them, and he gave them to me. So if you're watching, sure to appreciate you. But this gun right here shot perfect. It is a 5-inch barrel with a half under lug with a Picatinny rail on the bottom. Also comes with a Picatinny rail here on top, as you can see here. We have measured the single action before the video was shot, and it measured right at 3.5 pounds. So a very good single action. Double action weighed in at 8 pounds even with 3 tries. So very good double action as well. The single action, to me though, it actually feels even lighter than that, which is a good feeling for single action. You pretty much put your finger on it and put a little bit of pressure, and it goes off. So I love the single action. Beats my new Colts all to pieces. My 3-inch, 6-inch, and 4.25 I've got. Also, double action is very good as well, very smooth. Whenever I first got the gun back from Smith, it was dry to the bone, so I done a quick cleaning on it and put some Wilson Combat Lube on the internals of it, and it feels like it's just on ball burns whenever it's revolving or whenever you're cocking it back, as you can hear there. Just a very, very well-built gun overall. This gun right here is one that I've been looking for a long time. I kind of explained it a little bit in my unboxing review of it, but this gun here is one I've been wanting ever since COVID started again. I've had 3 Smith & Wesson R8s or TRR8s. I've actually had 2 TRR8s and 1 R8 in the past. So I was like, hey, I'm going to get me another one of these, and I couldn't find one anywhere because they pretty much stopped production on this one during COVID. The R8 is a tad bit different than the TRR8 because the TRR8 actually has a removable rail here, and here it has a cutout, where this one right here has a fixed rail on the bottom, as you can see, and it has the big M&P R8 logo here on the side. Some people like the TRR8 better, but to me, the main thing I really like about it is the fixed rail here on bottom. Most people do like the cutout better. I can give or take it. That extra weight there adds to the gun, so that's good. Even though this gun is a scandium frame, it still has a lot of weight to it. The barrel is stainless steel, which is an insert, and the actual cylinder here is stainless steel. but it adds enough weight to the gun to where it will not weigh you down that bad if you're carrying it, but it gives enough weight to where it makes that 357 still manageable, if you know what I mean. It still eats up a lot of that recoil. Even with these wood grips on it, my hand is perfect. It didn't hurt any bit while shooting it, and we shot plenty of rounds through it to where if it was a lighter gun, it should have. To be honest with you, one of the most kicking revolvers I've ever had was a 2-inch full scandium, I believe, or full titanium maybe by is a LCR 357 by Ruger. And I'm telling you something, my hand was numb after even shooting about, I think it's about 25 rounds we put through that, and my entire right hand went numb. But guys, this one right here is a sweet shooter, and I absolutely love it. We shot this gun today from 60 yards, 50 yards, 25, and right up at 15, and the sights are dead on. I did throw this EOTech on it during the video just because of the thumbnail. It has EOTech on it. And I had to see what it was like shooting one with it on it, because I never actually even put an EOTech on a gun before. And here you go. This is what you can kind of expect. I know it looks goofy to some people, but guys, let me tell you something. I was very surprised by how well it done with that EOTech on it. You got some really quick follow-up shots. You can tell whenever you're pulling the hammer back or anything, or whenever you're shooting in double action, how much you're moving while you're doing it. So you can really practice a lot with that EOTech on it. But guys, the follow-up shots and how precise and clear that window is on this optic really does add to it. I know it's really big and it looks goofy, but I like the way it looks to it a little bit. Also, as well, you can take and put a red dot here, or not a red dot, but a light or laser here on the bottom, as you can see. So here we have the Olight Bowder Pro R rechargeable. It also has just a white light. You can also do the light and laser, or just straight up laser, as you can see here. A lot of people, whenever they actually come out with these, is like, why would you put a rail on a revolver? Because you can't use it, because if you're holding it trying to actuate it in and out of a building or whatever else, if you have to pull the trigger, it will burn your hand. Well, that's kind of right, but at the same time, if you do need a light, you have it right there to where all you have to do is actuate it, get your hand out of the way and bring it back, or just come back up here and turn it off. Or I've also seen people shoot just like this right here, holding it, just making sure your finger doesn't get past that muzzle, and just actually kind of holding it like a rifle, even though it's a pistol still. But you know what I mean. You can still hold it just like this right here, pull the trigger, and there you go. Actuate it on and off if you need to. So it's got a use for it, and it's there if you need it, which is most important. So that being said, to me, I think the best setup on this would more than likely be a small red dot, such as this Venom Vortex, as you can see here. I'll unscrew it a tad bit. We actually did not shoot it any bit with the Vortex on it today, but I have beforehand in the past with one of these, and it actually done very well. Just the smallness of it. The window in this is not as clear as the EOTech, since it's a little bit cheaper of an optic. It's about $300. It's a little bit blue, but it still does a very good job. It doesn't add much weight to the pistol. And on top of that, you just have a really good sight picture with it, and you can do what you need to with it. But to me, I think that if you are running a red dot on it, a smaller one such as this, or a Trujicon RMO, or something like that, would be probably the better deal than throwing an EOTech on it. That being said, this gun right here could even also be used for hunting. If you wanted to, you could throw a scope on it, about a 3 to 6 times scope, and you could actually hunt with this gun, or you could do it with straight up iron sights. This gun here has a V-notched rear with a white dot front sight. If you wanted to change that out to a fiber optic, like what I'm more than likely going to do, all you have to do is knock out that pin. This front sight just falls out. You put your new fiber optic front sight in, knock a new pin through it, and there you go, you're ready to roll. Even with this rail on it, you can still see down the sight picture and get a good sight picture. Just the rail sticks out a little bit on the sides, but it doesn't mess with your sight picture any at all. So I like that about it, to where if you needed to, you can take your optic off of it and just run straight up iron sights. This gun here, though, even though it is a little bit lighter of a gun, it still feels good in my hand. And like I was saying earlier, that 357 is still manageable with it, and I just liked it a lot. I love these rosewood grips I put on it. It has the 3 finger placement here on it where you can get a full grip on it. Just feels very nice in my hand and looks beautiful as well. A lot of people don't like these guns because they're more of a tactical look to it, but as you can tell with these grips, you can put a nice set of grips on any revolver and make it look beautiful. This gun here, not only is it a very interesting gun, but it also has been used in multiple movies and video games. I know it was featured on The Walking Dead for about 2 seasons. It's been on very high-end video games such as CSGO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It was also on Battlefield Hardline, and it's also on the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You can get a variant of it on there. They can't use the exact same for copyright issues, but you can get something close to it. This gun right here, though, was made for law enforcement. I think how the old story goes is that either the LAPD or NYPD, some huge law enforcement group, was wanting Smith & Wesson to build them revolvers, so if you was holding a shield, you could come around with it and it wouldn't cause malfunction if you needed to fire it off, because there's no reciprocating mass with this, so it wouldn't force a malfunction. You could come, stick around the actual side of the shield and fire if you need to. But I don't know, a lot of people said that. I think that is one big reason why they made these, but they ended up not picking them up. I don't think I know a single law enforcement agency anywhere in the United States that carries these, besides maybe a few sheriff's departments might have a deputy or two that carries them just for, they want them or whatever else. But it's not something that was picked up by a lot of law enforcement agencies, if any at all. And, I understand with the shield thing, but at the same time, if I fired empty and needed to, actually change out the rounds and reload it, you can't really do that with one hand. So I understand, but at the same time, I think that's why a lot of people's like, hey, even though we requested it, sorry, but we don't really need it. But which is I'm fine with, because a lot of the civilian market ended up getting them all, and it made a very interesting revolver, which I absolutely love. That 8 shots of .357 Magnum, whenever you're pushing approximately 600 to 750 foot per pound of energy, you have something here that's not something to mess with. You've got something that's got plenty of firepower, 8 rounds, which is a standard capacity for 1911, and has a lot more knockdown power, or foot per pound of energy more than 1911, unless you're running 10 millimeter anyway. So it is a very, very stout gun, very powerful gun. If you need it for hunting or for self-defense, you can get loads for that as well. And it just overall is a very fun gun to have. Sometimes you don't even have to have a reason to own a gun. Just because you like it and the way it looks and the way it shoots, that's reason enough for me to own it. This is something, though, that I have wanted back for a long time, and I finally do have it back, and I'm glad I do, because I absolutely love this pistol. So, guys, if you have any questions or comments about the Smith & Wesson M&P R8, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But once again, very nice revolver overall. If this is something you're looking into or interested in, I 100% recommend to go pick one up at a range, shoot it, or just pick it up, feel what you think about it, and buy it, because I absolutely love it. So, guys, once again, thank y'all for viewing. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews. I'll see y'all in the next video.